Welcome back, everyone, to the channel. How you doing? I hope you guys are having a great day. This is a book review, obviously. And this is a book of a very popular movie that I've never seen before, which I'm very disappointed in. This is also a book I've never read, and that is Silence of the Lamb. I have never read this book, nor have I ever watched the movie. I actually want to watch the movie, and maybe in a couple weeks I'll watch the movie. I know a lot of the references in it. I know about, like, Hello, Clarice, and, like, the Buffalo Bill stuff. Like, I know some of the references in the movie, but I've never actually fully, like, understood all of it. Like, when I first started reading this book, I knew about the first, like, 60 pages, and then after that, I had no idea what was going to happen. But this is my first murder mystery police book. And I'm not gonna lie, it was really good. This is a great book. I gave this a 5 out of 5. The last couple of books I've been reading all have been 5 out of 5s. Like, they have all been knockout. And I kind of want to keep that streak going. So I'm, like, worried about what's gonna happen for, like, the next couple of books. Like, oh man. Silence of the Lamb, I'm gonna go into spoilers in some aspects. Silence of the Lamb, the positives of it, I think the pacing of it was really good. I think Clarice is a really good main character throughout this whole story, because you're following her mostly, and you're following, like, characters like Jack Crawford and a little bit of Hannibal Lecter and even Buffalo Bill. Clarice is definitely, like, the main character of this book, and she is an FBI agent. Well, she's trained to be an FBI agent. She has to take this test to fully become an FBI agent, and right now she's just like a trainee essentially under Jack Crawford, and they are trying to figure out the Buffalo Bill murdering. I didn't expect to actually enjoy this book as much. I think the writing of it, for one, is just really good. I think the way that Clarice is, her character is, she doesn't have much of a personality, and I kind of like that. Usually I'm like, oh, great, no personality. But this book, it fits it, because I feel like if she shows too much emotional, like, advantage, like, if she's too emotional or shows too much of her personality throughout this book, I think it would actually hinder the book. Because there's times where she's talking to, like, Hannibal Lecter and trying to figure out how to find Buffalo Bill. And Hannibal Lecter is actually giving her, like, clues. But she's not really, like, she's listening to him, and clearly she's taking his advice on how to find him. But she doesn't show any, like, vulnerability or anything. And I actually really liked it throughout this book. I didn't expect that at all going into this. I was just like, oh, I guess we'll find out what happens, because truthfully I had no idea what was going to happen. But with this book, I really did enjoy that aspect with it. Another thing I did like is I love the interactions between her and Hannibal Lecter. I think that was so good, and you didn't get a lot of it. I think it was 3 times. I think it's only 3 chapters you actually only get to see her with Hannibal Lecter, and I think that was just awesome. I think that was really good of slowly doing it, where every time Hannibal Lecter was on that page talking to Clarice, it felt like almost just like therapy sessions, because he is a therapist. And the way that Thomas Harris wrote Hannibal in his book was just really fascinating. When I was reading it, I felt like I had to, like, I was actually, like, deep thinking of what he was talking about when he was talking to Clarice about things. And I'm going to tell you guys, I had no idea why this book was called Silence of the Lamb, but now I finally do. This book is just so smart with its ways of just being cunning around, like, little tricks, little bread trails through this whole book that I really enjoyed. As a reader, I was like, holy crap. And I did talk about before that I never read, like, mystery novels too much, because I never had too much interest. But this book alone really sets a tone of, like, oh, I would love to check out a murder mystery book in the future. That was awesome. I really enjoyed it. Now, with the negatives, I don't really have too much to say for negatives. I have, like, one thing, and I think the only thing I have to say is I felt like parts of this book, some of it was a little too long, where it kind of went, like, off the rail, and I was, like, in the middle of it, maybe like 2 chapters. I was like, all right, come on. But this book in general was just so well written, and the pacing was really good. I think there was, like, 61 chapters in this book, and this book's only like 340 pages. 61 chapters, and each chapter is maybe like 5 pages. So you kind of flew through it. And I feel like that's such a fun way to write novels, personally, because when you write novels like that, as a reader, you kind of just want to read and keep reading, because it's like, oh, this chapter is only 3 pages. This chapter is only 4 pages. So it never gets you to want to stop reading. But like I said, with the only negative I have, and it's not really a negative, is, like I said, there was just a couple spots where I'm like, oh, this is kind of slow pacing. But other than that, this book was awesome. It was a great book. And I actually want to read more murder mystery novels. I guess that's what they are. I don't know. Like, in the past, I have read, like, cop murder mysteries, I guess. Not really. So Dean Koontz does a lot of cop murder mystery novels, but his murder mysteries are a little different than, like, this, and I really enjoyed those. But this was just like, wow, this was awesome. Problem is though, now it's like if I want to read more mystery novels, murder mysteries with cops and stuff, this is like, well, I'm going to compare them all to, hopefully not. I didn't realize that there's like 4 books in this. I didn't know it was a series, but there's like 4 of them. So maybe in the future I'll read the next 3, because when I went on Goodreads it said book 2 and I'm like, what? Why is this book 2? And I almost didn't read it because I was like, well, I should read the first one, but I was like, whatever, I'll read it. You can read this as a standalone. It's not that bad. But I really did enjoy it. I give it a 5 out of 5. I liked all of it. I didn't have any complaints really about this whole book in general, and I would recommend anyone wanting to read this book. If you guys made it to the end of the video, I do appreciate it. Make sure you guys check out all my socials down below. And of course, let me know what you guys think of Silence of the Lamb. Have you guys read the other books in Silence of the Lamb series? Are they actually worth reading, or are they just not that good? Are they as good as Silence of the Lamb, or are they better than Silence of the Lamb? I would like to know down below. That'd be awesome if you guys let me know. And of course, make sure you guys stay safe, stay hungry, and tell someone you love them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay weird.